17th July 2021. Hari Om and Namaste. I welcome you all on this national webinar series Yoga Ramayana Vishwakosha History. Today we are at the final session of Sri Raghava Pancharatnam by Professor K. Subramaniam ji. Blessed is the city where every citizen have their freedom of expression. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is an ideal leader who listens to his committee members in making any decision. Let us listen to more about this by Professor Ji.
वंदे सिंभुमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वंदे जगत्कारणं वंदे पन्नगभूषणं शशिधरं वंदे पशूनां पतिं वंदे सूर्यशशांक वह्निनयनं वंदे मुकुन्दप्रियं वंदे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वंदे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वंदे शिवं शंकरं श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपं आजानुबाहुं अरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामौ निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि. Esteemed friends, Srimad Ramayana is a Sharanagati Shastra. Bhagavad Gita is Yoga Shastra. Srimad Ramayana is Sharanagati Shastra. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ends with the wonderful stanza highlighting Sharanagati. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaha. God, when he comes on earth as an incarnation, offers protection to all. Whoever surrenders everything at the feet of the Almighty is sure to be protected. Not only mere protection, but the highest salvation, even moksha, God is ready to shower on the people whoever surrenders. All those who seek the protection will be protected. Those who want moksha will be granted moksha. That is the Charama Sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Now, the entire Ramayana is around Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. And Sri Rama is an Avatara Murti. And Srimad Ramayana is Sharanagati Shastra to elucidate, to elaborate, to illustrate the Bhagavad Gita statement. Sri Ram is earlier than Bhagavad Gita. Rather, Rama's policy, Ramachandra Prabhu's way of life is centralized in the Bhagavad Gita. And the life of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is given as a quintessence at the end of the Bhagavad Gita. And that is Sharanagati. Almost every character in the Ramayana directly or indirectly surrenders at the feet of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. And the policy of Sri Rama is, as declared by Rama himself, Abhayam dadami sarva bhuteshu etat vratam mama. It is my policy. It's my vrata. It's my will. It's my desire. It's my intention that everybody is to be given protection. Abhayam, fearlessness. Dadami, I give. Whoever believes in me, whoever is a devotee of mine, whoever surrenders, is sure to be given the fearlessness, is sure to be offered protection. And that is the character of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. The great war between Ram and Ravan is declared. Ravana had the consultation with his followers, ministers, citizens. Everybody said that Ravana was right and Ravana should fight. The lone figure, the solitary voice is Vibhishana. He stood up for the cause of dharma. He boldly declared, my dear elder brother Ravana, this is quite unbecoming of you. It is adharma. To bring the wife of somebody is the height of arrogance, is the height of your unrighteousness. Over and above that, you are now declaring war for an unjust cause. This will not be tolerated. This will have serious repercussions. You are sure to be defeated. Not only defeated, you are sure to be killed, not by dharma, but by Ram himself. Not by Ram, but by dharma itself. When Vibhishana said these bold statements, Ravana was furious. He frowned. He snarled like a dog and he kicked Vibhishana. Poor Vibhishana fell. His crown had fallen and he was sure that there would be no protection to him in Lanka. Therefore, he took the right step to proceed to Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. With his few faithful followers, Vibhishana left Lanka and arrived at the tent house of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu in the army camp. The sentinels, the watchmen, the soldiers caught Vibhishana, found out who he was, asked him the purpose for which he arrived at the enemy's camp. Duly, the watchman reported the matter to Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Sri Ram, like a person of true democracy leader, convened the meeting of all his followers. Sugriva, Jambavan, Nala, Nila, Angada, Anjaneya, all his faithful people were present. Now, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu presents the problem. My dear friends, here is Vibhishana, Ravana's brother. He has come to us for shelter. He has offered himself to be obedient to us. He surrenders his all at our feet. What shall we do? Shall we accept him? Shall we drive him out? Shall we throw him out? What is your opinion? You are free to express yourself. See the contrast. Ravana never gave the freedom to his assistants to express freely. Whatever was liked by Ravana was expressed by his followers. In the case of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, it was not like that. All the people expressed their views freely, and Sri Ram was silently listening to them, giving them total freedom of expression. Ravana smothered, silenced freedom. The only person who spoke freely was Vibhishan, and he was thrown out. There, Ravana was not a leader, he was a boss. Rama is not a boss, he is a leader. A leader gives freedom to his assistants to speak, freedom of expression. And a leader is one who does not suspect the assistants. And a leader is one who does not supervise the work of the assistants. The leader has total faith in his followers. A boss suspects his followers. In the administration of a boss, you find a hierarchy of people to supervise. In the administration of a leader, you do not find either suspicion or supervision. You find everywhere total faith, mutual faith, and people speak freely to follow the conscience. They are obedient to the leader's righteousness. It is not the personality that is important. It is the principle behind the personality that is important. Ravana has no righteous principle. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is a person of righteousness. Dharmamurti, Satyamurti, Nyayamurti, Daivamurti, Karunamurti, Daya Sagara is Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Therefore, people feel free to work with him. Blessed is the land where the king is a leader, not a boss. Blessed is the organization where the top person is a leader, not a boss. Boss is egoistic. Boss is assertive. Leader has erased egoism. A leader is the very embodiment of a particular principle, and that principle is dharma, righteousness. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is a Dharmamurti. Therefore, he is a leader, and people around him feel free. Now that Vibhishana has come, Sri Ram has convened the meeting of all his followers. Everybody is free to express the opinion. Except Anjaneya Swami, everybody opposed the arrival of Vibhishana. They never liked. Jambavan said, "My dear Ram, he has come at a wrong time. Just the war is about to commence. How are we to believe him? We are not to be in a hurry to accept him. He may do damage. After all, he is the brother of Ravana. Blood is thicker than water. Any time he may be a traitor here. He has been a traitor there. We cannot depend upon him. He may be a traitor here, Drohi here. A Drohi in that place may continue to be a Drohi here." Jambavan was not willing to accept Vibhishana into the army, into the camp. So also Sugriva said, no, come what may. He who opposes the brother is not to be trusted. Sugriva himself was once upon a time an enemy of his own brother Vali. He himself took shelter at the feet of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. He forgot it, and now he said, Vibhishana came out of his brother's fold. He is seeking shelter here. This is quite unbecoming. Let not Vibhishana be entertained here. Let him not be accepted here. Let us throw him out. Angada, Nala, Neela, everybody was putting forth the argument not in favor of Vibhishana. Everybody was opposed to Vibhishana being given shelter or protection by Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Sri Rama never got angry with any one of them. He was just the same smiling Sri Ram. Finally, it was the turn of Anjaneya to express the opinion. Anjaneya Swami said, Prabhu, I saw Vibhishan when I went to Lanka. I looked at Ravana. I looked at Kumbhakarna. I looked at Indrajit. Also I looked at Vibhishana. Vibhishana then and now is the same devotee. He is of sattvic nature. He is of benevolent attitude. He is of righteous nature. He has been a devotee. His daughter has been protecting Sita in the Ashokavana. Both the father and the daughter are devoted to you. He did not come earlier because he did not know your whereabouts. Had he known, he would have come then and there. Don't say this is the wrong time. And earlier he did not come because he might have entertained the hope of changing the elder brother's mind. That might be the reason for his continuation of the stay in Lanka. It is the right time for Vibhishana to come to the right place, not only for shelter, but for upholding dharma. There is no scope for any change in Ravan. Vibhishana was kicked. He was thrown out, and therefore there was no hope of any change in the administration of Ravan. There is no change in the heart of Ravan. Dharma is not likely to be revived in Lanka, and if he stays there, he will be a party to adharma. Therefore, he has come here. I have seen him. I am a witness to his righteous nature. Therefore, I propose that Vibhishan has come at the right time to the right person for a right purpose. I believe that Vibhishan deserves to be offered protection. He is in dire necessity. Therefore, as a Dharma Murti, Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is to offer fearlessness. One by one, the points put forth by all the people were replied, answered by Ram. Jambavan was happy to get the right reply. Sugriva was very, very happy because Sri Ramachandra Prabhu gave a fitting answer to Sugriva. Nala, Neela, Angada, everybody was given point by point correct answers by Ramachandra Prabhu. It's not as though he was thrusting his views on others. That is the quality of a boss. Ravana was a dictator. Ravana was a tyrant king. Anybody who opposes his ideas would be thrown out. Ramachandra Prabhu is always welcoming the criticism. Even the ordinary citizen in Ayodhya can speak boldly of Sri Ram, find fault with Sri Ram. That is the freedom of expression Sri Ramachandra Prabhu gives. And now we find that proof in the wonderful meeting in the council hall. Each has put forth the reason and each is given a substantial rational reply by Sri Ramachandra Prabhu, and finally he upholds the opinion of Anjaneya. Anjaneya is the only person who has seen Vibhishana earlier. He has sufficiently scanned every character in Lanka, and therefore his points may be given a little more weightage. Also, please listen to my motto, my policy, whoever it may be, even an enemy. If he falls at my feet, if he surrenders, I am ready to offer protection. He repeats that wonderful sentence, Abhayam dadami sarvabhuteshu etat vratam mama. Whatever may be the person, whether it is an animal or a bird, whether it is a human being or a subhuman person, whether it is a Rakshasa or a Gandharva, irrespective of the caste, creed, community, religion, etc., I am here with the offer of fearlessness. Abhayam dadami. Suppose Vibhishana is bad, then and there we can think of the right action. Now he has come with the specific purpose, seeking protection, seeking shelter, and he comes to uphold dharma. He finds Lanka to be a place of adharma, Ravana to be a person of unrighteousness. If not we, who is to give protection? If not Mother Bharat, who else will give protection? We are known for our compassion. Dharma is to be considerate. Dharma is to be human. And here is a person seeking shelter, and it's our duty to offer protection. Readily, Vibhishan was ushered in, and Sri Ramachandra Prabhu received him, hugged him, and told him, my dear Vibhishan, when I came away from Ayodhya, first I met Guha, a tribal person. I hugged him. My father, Dasharatha, has 4 children, including myself, Ram, Bharat, Lakshmana and Shatrughna. When I saw Guha, when I enjoyed his affection, I hugged him and I made him our 5th brother. Guha is added into the family of Dasharatha. We are not now 4 brothers, we are 5 brothers with the addition of Guha. Later, I came to Kishkinda. There I found Sugriva. Sugriva is not a mere friend. He is a brother to us. With the advent of Sugriva, we have become 6 brothers, Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna, Guha and Sugriva. My dear Vibhishan, you are not a stranger, you are not an outsider, you are received into our family as our own brother. With you, we are now 7 brothers, Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughan, Guha, Sugriva and Vibhishan, let the brotherhood increase. Swami Vivekananda says, love has no limitation. It is universal. It is universal brotherhood. And that idea of universal brotherhood was taken from the Ramayana. Ramchandra Prabhu's love is ever expanding. It has no limitation. It receives everybody. It embraces everybody. It accepts everybody. Sri Rama is a person not only to offer protection, but also to add to his family every person as a brother. Let us now sit in meditation, thinking of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu's magnanimity and love. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam.
Thank you, Professor Ji, for your wonderful depiction on Sri Raghava Pancharatnam. Tomorrow we'll come up with another beautiful session. Namaste.